what's going on, everybody? And thanks for joining us again. We're live, and today we've got a special fun episode for you. Welcome back to the Rethink Tank Live, the only show where the conversations are unpredictable, the takes are unfiltered, and the truth is somewhere between the headlines and your gut. Tonight, we've got a wild lineup. OpenAI's brand new Sora 2 has barely launched, and it's already generating chaos. Literally. Then we'll dive into Trump's fading support among the same podcasters who helped push him into the spotlight last time around. And finally, we'll break down the massive Operation Next Door sting. 135 arrests across Ohio in a human trafficking crackdown that's raising more questions than it's answering. All that and more here on the Rethink Tank Live. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with some of the other channels we got across the platforms here, we do a Sunday show on it's Rethink Actions. It's our reactions channel. We get a little break from the politics and the social chaos, and we get a little bit of a break. And this summer, we've been doing a summer series where we've been just cackle laughing at some of the funniest AI videos we could find. And there's so many around the internet that we've been able to build themes from Star Wars to Harry Potter, some of your favorite franchises and characters. And this is developing, a new curiosity in law. What does this mean for copyright material? The artificial intelligence, the algorithms themselves are pulling from our reality, the data. If you were to type in something like SpongeBob, well, the AI needs to know what SpongeBob is. But then Nickelodeon and copyright owners of SpongeBob say, well, you can't use my data and my information within your algorithm to create your product. We own that. And so that's stirring a lot of legal and social controversy. But as a little advertisement for our Rethink Action show, and to kick off today's show with some serious fun, Sora 2, OpenAI drops Sora 2, and it is driving people mad because it's highly, it's HD, 1080p, perfect. Yeah. And you're able to recreate celebrities, political figures, and again, copyright material and characters, and turn them and put them in scenarios and situations that you would never see them normally. Let's let it speak for itself. I mean, here, it catches people off guard. Even some of the American greats. Coldplay catches everybody's hand in the cookie jar.
Oh, look at these two.
And you know what? The reality of that situation is, Jackie isn't too happy. So here, this one cracks me up.
Did you eat the rest of my chalupa?
Did you show Marilyn Monroe your junk?
Okay.
Okay. The face of just. Okay.
Touche, honey. Touche. I give you credit. You are right, man. That's like HD. That looks really good.
You want really good?
Yeah.
Did you see George Washington's home run where he took the World Series?
Swinging a drive, deep left field, forget it, into the night, gone, a grand slam. George Washington
it's going to cross the Delaware, isn't it?
on top and wins the World Series.
This is actually how it went down.
Mr. Washington, how'd you do it?
Well, I was sitting on the 12-6 curveball down and inside, and that's what that half-witted nincompoop gave me.
He would say nincompoop. Oh my God, is that a tattoo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It's crazy because we have done an entire summer series of these, and these ones look ridiculous.
This dwarfs our entire
I'm
summer.
Surprised.
Overnight, Sora 2 dwarfed our entire summer series.
Now, I know we're probably going to get into it, but I just want to ask the question first because I'm unfamiliar with Sora 2. Was there an original Sora? Was there a
yes,
first,
and I would say a lot of the videos we've seen this summer probably did a lot of them come from Sora 1. But not all of them. Okay. I mean, there's so many different. But here's the other part about OpenAI, and of course we'll get into all of that. But OpenAI and ChatGPT is like a plug and play where it's like a mod. You can use it in other products and you can plug in other products to operate using OpenAI or ChatGPT. So it's very versatile, and you'll see other platforms from it and also use it.
What I will say about the George Washington one is I know that is some upset Mets fan not making the playoffs this series. Like George Washington would have hit that home run. He would have saved this.
Well, keeping with like the realistic tone, I mean, the real question is this going to be me in a nursing home, or is this going to be Will in a nursing home?
I can hear a legendary Fortnite chest. It's right here. I can hear it.
Put the pickaxe down. Let's talk, okay?
Legendary.
This really is like an
Step away.
actual thing that'll be happening, though.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it'll be me. I'll just have phantom chests. I heard one.
Yeah, you know, that'll be a reality.
So here's the Cloud9 podcast. And the beauty of this new realm we're stepping into or are in currently is we can take figures of the past that are long and gone and bring life to them once again.
Gentlemen, welcome to Cloud9. Up here, the dress code is white, and the cover charge is your entire earthly life.
Man, that's the only club I didn't mind dying to get in.
Even the bouncers are arcane.
Welcome back to the Cloud9 podcast, where the Wi-Fi is divine and the sound guy has wings. I'm here with three absolute legends: Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and David Bowie. Guys, thanks for floating in.
Wouldn't miss it, man.
Yeah, it's great. All right, welcome back to Cloud9. I'm here with two voices that could make a lightning bolt take singing lessons.
That's sweet.
You know, up here, the streaming numbers are infinite, which is fitting because the Wi-Fi password is eternity. And welcome back to the great beyond. How's the Halo
Oh
treating
my
you?
God, that'd be a joke to actually say.
I ordered the large, got the small, so I look like a snake with a tight headband and the same to migraines. Crikey, that is gold. Patron saint.
Welcome to the Cloud9 podcast, where the Wi-Fi is excellent and the dress code is, well, wings optional. Sitting across from me is the man who made guitars cry happier than angels, Mr. Jimi Hendrix. Hey, brother.
You really do look like
Cloud9 podcast, where the Wi-Fi is holy and the drinks never run out of steam. I'm here with the one and only Bob Marley, man from Trenchtown, now taking the up elevator.
You know, not to cut you off, but you know what's crazy is like now actually seeing Robin Williams' daughter came out and publicly said.
I was just,
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
so I
so-
have that. So Robin Williams' daughter has come out and saying, fans, please stop sending me AI videos of my dad. No, he wouldn't want this. So she posted on her story.
Name's like Zelda.
It is. It's Zelda Williams. Please just stop sending me AI videos of dad. Stop believing I want to see it or that I'll understand. I don't and I won't. If you're just trying to troll me, I've seen way worse. I'll restrict and move on. But please, if you've got any decency, just stop doing this to him and to me, to everyone even. Full stop. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he'd want. To watch the legacies of real people be condensed down to this vaguely looks like and sounds like them, so that's enough, just so other people can churn out horrible TikTok slop, puppeteering them is maddening. You're over-processed hot dogs out of your... Wait, hold on. You're not making art. You're making disgusting, over-processed hot dogs out of the lives of human beings, out of the history of art and music, and then shoving them down someone else's throat, hoping they'll give you a little thumbs up and a like. It's gross. And for the love of everything, stop calling it, quote, the future. AI is just badly recycling and regurgitating the past to be reconsumed. You are taking in the human centipede of content. And from the very, very end of the line, all the while the folks at the front laugh and consume and consume.
Little does she know it, we at the Rethink Tank love processed hot dogs.
Yeah, Doug, we literally have a bet. How quick will Doug bring up the dog at the turn when we play golf? 18 holes. By the third hole, Doug is already romanticizing the hot dog.
That being
But
said, I
that's
do get her
usually
point.
because I'm having a rough morning. It's been getting better. All right, it's been getting better.
Doug, it's been getting better, but we damn well know by the third hole you're going to say, I want that dog.
No, now I'll say 6 holes. Probably
Yeah, Doug, it's just funny because no matter what, you can rely on, but there's the hot dog at the turn. And we're like, Doug knows what he likes, and it isn't golf.
Well, we start at like either too early or too late to eat a lunch, so I got to fill that
But
void.
somewhere dog time rolls around.
Somewhere dog time. It's usually after the 9th hole.
But it is.
I get her point, though.
Here's what's weird. If you were making clownery of my dad,
Yeah.
it would hit different.
Yes.
Also, I don't have a plane, multiple houses, or anything off of the back of my dad being not just a public figure, but one of the most public and famous public figures.
I don't mean to poke a little fun because I don't really mean fun. Like I like the name Zelda, but it's like you're named after a Nintendo character. Like you yourself are.
Your dad was an alien robot.
Yeah.
Like that. Beyond that.
Work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I look at Robin Williams and it's like, also, can you just appreciate that your dad carries a legacy that like kids, how many actors that your parents experienced that you never did, but you could watch it through old movies, do you really put on a pedestal that Robin Williams is still held at?
Oh, it's like a Chris Farley, a John Candy, like those individuals.
But you're right. Those are perfect examples. I'm saying our parents didn't have a Chris Farley or a Robin Williams.
Clint Eastwood, baby.
But again, I was a lot. I got to see some of the
John Candy's a better example.
What's the El Camino or whatever? It's like he did make movies that I went to a movie theater and saw and was able to build a romanticism.
You didn't see any Robin Williams?
Still making movies, right? What, Doug?
You never saw any Robin Williams in theaters?
No, you're missing my point. There is a kid that is 7 right now that has never seen an original Robin Williams. They got it through their parents, and they will forever idolize a person that they never even shared the floating rock in space with. Right. Do you have that? There is no one. My mom goes.
Like John Candy, like he passed before we were born. He was gone. Chris Farley, no, he was.
John Candy's pretty darn close. Like we just missed him.
Yeah, like just missed him.
Because at least he shared the screen with people that all like. What takes me into a John Candy movie is Chris Farley, is David Spade, is Dan Aykroyd, Belushi. Belushi's one that I would say passed before I existed, and I put in a high pedestal. But that's so rare.
It's rare. Yeah, no, it is rare, and it's a great kudos by you because it's like, yeah, I do think about that from time to time. Like I think about film and shit. Like
I guess a message to Zelda personally. Like if I were, like, I understand it's never going to make what you're going through any easier.
He's been gone. Not to diminish. I'm sure like that's something you're always going through. But I mean, it's been so long since Robin Williams is gone.
It's still, and that's it. So my plea to you is, as someone who I will say few people have personally embedded themselves as a fabric of my character more than him. I mean, idols don't get much higher than Robin Williams the way I look at him. Mm-hmm. I have a special moment where we went to Jamaica, and when we were in Jamaica as a family trip, that's when we got the news that Robin Williams had passed. And I spent an entire 7-8 hour movie marathon on the patio till the wee hours of the evening, doing nothing you would do in Jamaica, right? None of that. That was not involved in a Robin Williams movie marathon at all. Read between the lines. And I spent the entire day not with a giant shrub. And it was like, it was so it was like a sacrament. Like it was just special because this is someone that it was a real loss. And so don't you understand that there was such an appetite that was built, such a love. And now, even for how long it was, I mean, before law school, we're talking almost a decade ago, and there's still such a void.
He died in 2014.
So literally over a decade ago, and there's still such a void left that there is a huge market to try to fill that void.
You know, I think the hard thing for her is like there are the individuals like you that like it's like an honor, like you really respect them, but like she doesn't know if it's coming from that.
Well, and again,
you know what I mean?
we got some fun video like that. That was a fun Robin Williams. I could have really picked some bad Robin Williams, and I get those too, where it's like she's looking at it as she should, and as we all should. It's the full picture. Yeah, like for our Sunday show, I have a beautiful one where Robin Williams is going to open up the show. And it's like, let's have a beautiful morning. And there's those. And then you've got some, I haven't even scratched the surface of the reaction videos I want to share with you guys. There's a lot of debauchery too. And so she's looking at the full spectrum of dad. You're using dad as a beautiful morning message, and you're using dad as
a butt of a joke or something like that, or something even worse.
Yes.
You know? And it's like, I from her perspective, why it would be hard to differentiate between where the creators of these things are coming from. And, you know, I could see her being a bit overwhelmed by that. But like we as peons, we like our jokes and yucks. So
we do. We love our jokes and yucks. And speaking of such, you know, I think we need to keep ourselves grounded and serious. And to do that, you know, when you have your kingdom and it gets toppled in the name of democracy, sometimes you need to just rebrand and you need to rebuild your kingdom. Sometimes that means just running a Taco Bell.
Tonight. Officials confirm that Saddam Hussein is not only alive, but running this Taco Bell in western Arizona.
Hand me that bag, Kurt.
Got it. One crunchy.
Dude, they need to make one. They need to make one with the put a girl on guy.
Oh,
Saddam Hussein on the other side.
No, put a girl on.
That would be so good.
I just love, again, we were talking HD. Here is
so real.
An HD Saddam Hussein building a taco.
I will admit, though, that's not how the inside of a Taco Bell looks. That looks like a Chipotle.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like the day it's built, and then you just got to give it like a month and a half.
Advertisement one, like that's not what the Baconator looks like.
Yeah.
It comes wrapped.
So, I mean, the things you could do with this are limitless, and the detail is there. I'm going to Universal this weekend. Step on to the January 6th ride.
Oh, God.
This thing's pretty legit. This is
the sort of satirical one Universal would make too.
This actually reminds me of the original Naked Gun like intro to the movie. He's just driving his car through.
What's also funny is I want you to just like picture 2016 with the major controversy of Disney turning the Hillary Clinton robot into a Trump robot. And it's this whole like, and then they don't want the Trump robot speaking anymore because I don't know, park goers are upset by it. And so Universal just goes and builds a January 6th ride. They're like, fine, you guys fight over Disney robots and we'll just
we'll give you something really to fight about.
The grunge is at Universal. All right. This one hits home for us. Again, we can make fictional realities just out of thin air. Here's the Browns Super Bowl.
The Cleveland Browns have done it for the first time in franchise history. They are Super Bowl champions.
Super Browns.
Number 4, wearing it right now. Let's ground us back in reality.
Alex, real quick, aren't those our old jerseys too?
Now let's ground ourselves back in reality. So we have the Browns going to the Super Bowl, but then there's the Browns reality.
Proud of that effort tonight. Another solid loss. You executed the game plan perfectly. Illegal formation, the drop in the end zone, that holding call on 4th down. Beautiful stuff. Yes, sir. We're one step closer to that top pick. Keep missing tackles.
Sounds like our season. This one I really should have started the series off with, because the voice of reason always has been, and why we need to bring him back always will be, George Carlin.
No, it's bad when a guy who's been dead since 08 has to crawl out just to check on you. I open the lid, see 2025, and think, wow, 1984 was an optimistic brochure, wasn't it?
And the voice is.
Yeah, I know. He looked just like him. Like, it honestly threw me for a second.
It's crazy how perfect it is. All right. Bring him back a real classic. Give me some Bob Ross.
Put a little touch of snow right up here on this peak. There. Let it catch
Paul.
Man, I can't sit still. What are you doing to me? You're doing fine. Deep breath. It's just a happy little mountain. Nothing to be afraid of.
all over.
You're just a happy little tree.
Some kid thought of that and was like, genius.
So on balance with, who else would you see Bob Ross with? How about let's get some Billy Mays.
Billy Mays here with OxyClean Power Eraser. Watch this masterpiece vanish like magic. No, my happy little mountain. Couple pumps, quick swipe, boom. Pain is gone.
Look how good that Billy Mays is.
It just reminds me of the Billy Mays from South Park.
Chipotle away.
With just 2 easy steps, I could climb over these stairs and kick you in the balls. Such a good bit.
So one of the things that Doug, you got to tell me if this is historically accurate. We can bring back history and have it retell us history. Sending it off to Mr. Rogers.
Hello, neighbor. We're in the middle of the Battle of Agincourt, October of 1415. It's a muddy, crowded place, and it's very noisy.
Even the graininess of the screen looks like a PBS program.
Yeah, I know.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
You know, behind all of this pageantry and noise, there was a simple reason this fight is about to happen. The King of England believed he had a rightful claim to the crown of France. You know, this famous battle took place on farmland. There were crops here not so long ago. Then it rained, and, well, you can see what it did to the ground. It's very muddy. Come on in with me. I want you to meet someone very special. This is King Henry V of England. I'd like you to meet someone. This is one of the men who'll be using a longbow here today. He's an English longbowman. A little while ago, he was just doing his work, taking care of his farm and his family. You know, the arrowmen were extremely important in this battle. And here they go. It's a little hard to walk, isn't it? This mud is thick, knee-deep in places. Back then, the French knights had to drag all that heavy armor through the same muck. They could barely move. This is Charles, the leader of the French. Even the strongest leaders can fall, and war brings pain to everyone.
Oh my
It's a
God.
bright day here in London, and everyone is celebrating something very special. King Henry and his friends have come home from a great battle, and tonight they rejoice together.
Can I be your neighbor? So, we've gotten a little flavor of him. I'd like to get a blend of it all and take it to the max. Let's take it to a WWE ring.
Up there, no way. Oh my goodness. Spanish fly off the top of the ladder. Through the flaming tunnel. Those men are wrecked. Bob
This
Ross
is like
and Mr. Rogers
the
just
perfect
went
way to
straight
bring
the
back
canvas with
Celebrity
fire
Deathmatch.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Sora too.
What he said was, this is the perfect way to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch. I totally agree.
Wouldn't it?
It is.
Like,
it is.
If you're gonna use this improperly for like good gain, just have it be not real people. How mad could they get?
Well, we're going to get into that. Yeah. So, also, if MLK was the MVP, because he was the MVP, but not just any MVP, the Super Bowl MVP.
Dr. King, you just led your team to a Super Bowl victory. What does this moment mean to
It
you?
means that a dream, when tended to with discipline and love, can become a reality on any field. We came together, black, white, rich, poor.
Wow. You know what? You want to know what I really got from that is Jameis Winston.
He is. He's the modern MLK on that
I
field.
really, and he's been in a Saints jersey. I really thought of that immediately. I was like,
I like that.
Just sort of sounds like Jameis.
Like keeping the energy high, dropping in the pipe. Stephen Hawking.
Hawking rolling in, run two. Look at the speed building on that chair. He's locked in. Pump coming up the launching. 420
Amazing. Amazing. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Something I didn't know I needed in my life, but damn.
I just love that the fall.
Yeah.
Keeping it moving. Here's now. Okay, this is where the companies and the intellectual property owners start getting upset, because now you could take these characters and people and put them in situations that can threaten the brand. looking here now, we've got the there's a series. I mean, infinite. Doug Dimmadome infinite people getting arrested. So I just took a couple of them, but here's Mario and Bowser in their carts, in a high-speed chase down the freeway.
We're over the 405 right now, where a group of video game-style go-karts led by a man in a red cap are being chased by multiple patrol units. They are moving about 60 miles an hour in the fast lane.
Dude, for a moment, I thought it was going to be like a recreation of like the OJ incident.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, close enough. You can. Now you can do anything.
I was really expecting that.
So here's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy in a traffic stop.
Oh,
keep your hands on the wheel. You almost sideswiped 3 cars back there. Put it in park now.
Young man, don't move. Doors locked.
Open it right now.
It's incredible. These cartoons were made into people pretty darn well.
Yeah, I gave it credit. The only thing that it needed to be was not in like an
invisible car.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
I can
still
see
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah. So also keeping up with the theme, this one I think Doug, you might even enjoy this one. How could you pull over the mystery machine?
Hello, officer.
Evening.
Strong smell coming out of here. You been smoking? Just enjoying the scenery,
Nope.
man. All right, sir. I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle, Fred. Yeah, no can do. Hang on.
No can do.
Yeah, no can do. Closing out our fun series of Sora videos here, Freddie Mercury. Man, thank goodness someone's just dropping truth bombs from the past. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, we gotta make some space here. Okay, now, what was I saying? Truth bombs from the past.
Release the Epstein files. They really thought they got away with that.
Oh my God, he would do that.
They really thought they got away with that.
He looks so real.
I know.
Literally looks like him at Live 8.
Release the Epstein files. They really thought they got away with that.
It's so
It looks
clean.
so real. Like, it's really weird.
So clean. That I think is the part that makes it the weirdest. So moving on to this whole inquiry now about Sora 2, the headlines it's making. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Tech Frontier, where we cut through the hype to uncover the real stories shaping our digital world today. I'm your host, and tonight we're diving deep into the whirlwind surrounding OpenAI's latest bombshell, the release of Sora 2, their upgraded AI video generation platform. Touted as a leap forward in realistic, controllable video creation, Sora 2 promises to turn text prompts into lifelike clips, complete with synchronized audio, multi-scene storytelling, and even 1080p resolution. But just days after its rollout as a social media style app integrated with ChatGPT, the platform has ignited a firestorm of controversies, from copyright chaos to deepfake nightmares. And as lawmakers scramble to catch up, we're asking, what does this mean for the future of AI restrictions and the laws that govern them? Let's break it down. First, all the buzz. Sora 2 hit the scene about a week ago, little less than, positioning itself as the ultimate creative playground for filmmakers, marketers, and everyday users. OpenAI's pitch: a model that's not just generating short clips, but simulating physics with eerie accuracy. Think dynamic camera movements, emotional expressions, and seamless audio dubbing that could rival Hollywood's best. Early adapters armed with invite codes flooding platforms like X have been churning out viral demos, zombie apocalypses, whimsical animations, and even interactive fan fictions featuring beloved characters. It's gone global with unrestricted access for paid users, and third-party tools like Artificial Studio are already integrating it for pro-level edits. On the surface, it's a triumph of AI ingenuity, potentially democratizing video production and slashing costs for creators everywhere. But peel back the glamour and you'll find a rollout riddled with red flags. Controversy erupted almost immediately over copyright infringement. Sora 2 was trained on vast troves of online videos, including copyrighted material, and it defaulted to generating content featuring iconic characters like SpongeBob SquarePants cooking meth in a clip that's now infamous for its viral outrage, or Rick and Morty in unauthorized escapades. The funny thing is it's not SpongeBob cooking meth as much as it's SpongeBob doing a scene from Breaking Bad. It's
what has Rick and Morty ever done that wasn't unauthorized escapades in the entirety of the show?
Fair point.
I'm just saying.
That totally, yeah.
Just
that totally checks out. OpenAI's initial response, an opt-out policy where studios and rights holders had to proactively contact the company to block their IP from being used. A move to creed as a blatant copyright gamble that shifted the burden onto creators. The Motion Picture Association didn't mince words, blasting OpenAI for undermining intellectual property rights and demanding accountability. Even Nintendo fired back after CEO Sam Altman cheekily dubbed these outputs, quote, interactive fan fiction, quote, calling it a dangerous precedent. Facing a torrent of backlash, OpenAI backpedaled swiftly, promising more granular control so copyright owners can now opt to protections, effectively blocking specific characters at their request. Still, critics argue this is too little, too late. Sora 2's very existence tests the fraying edges of U.S. copyright law, where fair use defenses for AI training data remain a legal gray zone ripe for lawsuits from giants like Disney, Warner Brothers, and yes, even Google. And that's just the IP headache. Deeper concerns swirl around the platform's propensity to harm. Within hours of launch, users reported Sora 2 spitting out violent, racist, and deeply misleading videos. Think fabricated scenes of public figures in compromising positions or hyper-realistic depictions of atrocities that could fuel bullying, intimidation, or outright fraud. Misinformation experts warned this uncanny valley realism blurs the line between fact and fiction, supercharging deepfake risks without built-in safeguards like mandatory watermarking or coordinated labeling with social platforms. OpenAI has baked in some filters, blocking self-harm content and unauthorized celebrity deepfakes, but skeptics call it performative, especially given reports of easy workarounds and the model's history of hallucinations that produce inconsistent, low-quality slop. And in environment gripes over its energy-hungry interference demands, and you've got a recipe for public distrust. So what does all of this pretend? I don't even know what that word means. What does this mean for the law? Sora 2 isn't just a tech update. It's a litmus test accelerating the global push for AI guardrails. In the United States, expect ramped up scrutiny under existing frameworks like the DMCA, with fresh calls for mandatory disclosures of training data and civil penalties for deepfake dissemination. Bipartisan bills targeting election year misinformation are already gaining traction, potentially requiring provenance tracking for all AI media. Across the pond, the EU's AI Act, fully enforceable by 2026, classifies high-risk tools like Sora 2 as needing rigorous audits, transparency reports, and bans on manipulative content. We could use opt-in only mandates for copyright data in training sets, plus international treaties on digital watermarks to make fakes easier to spot. For creators and platforms, this means tighter restrictions, automated IP filters, usage of quotas to curb abuse, and liability shield only for those who play by the rules. But here's the rub. Overregulation risks stifling innovation, while underregulation invites chaos. OpenAI moves fast and breaks things. The ethos has already drawn accusations of negligence and exploitation from early testers feeling used for free labor to broader fears of monopolizing the market at the expense of ethics. As Sora 2's drama unfolds, one thing's clear. AI Video's frontier is no longer science fiction. It's a battleground for truth, creativity, and control. Will regulators rein it in before it spirals out of control, or will the tech titans outpace the law once more? So I'm going to leave it to you guys to kind of first open the dialogue, because I've got a lot of thoughts to pull this apart. What do you think we can expect from the law? And should we just leave it to our regulators, or is some public interference necessary? Yeah, Doug.
So I want to go first here because we've talked about this part on the show plenty of times where tech is kind of getting away with a lot because there are no laws, and that they're willing to work with the government so that they don't actually make any laws. So I see them trying to work it out, try to do what they can without the lawmakers. But the moment there's and granted, there probably already are, but the moment there's enough videos out there of enough powerful lawmakers that they're not happy about, that's when something will actually maybe get done. But I see the very long short term being they're going to try and do what they can to work with the people in charge so that they don't formally make any laws. And we know that's going to be what they want.
Totally true. Will, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Doug on it. I just don't see how they're going to be able to keep up with the tech. I mean, we watched videos all summer on the old product, and within a week, it's not a single one of those videos was from the point of view of a vlog. It's you can make
whoa, good point. A whole summer, it could only be this one perspective.
Correct.
That's gone. This is moving frames,
and in the next update, it's you could have videos of atrocities put on the internet, unchecked, unprovoked. You could have world leaders be mimicked saying they're going to do something, and within minutes, it's people in charge are really going to have to make very drastic choices in that moment. And for what? Just a gag by some people doing it, or some people actually doing it maliciously. Unfortunately, we're moving that scary territory now.
Well, and that's it. And now being before it was, hey, we're headed towards there. Now we're in the pool. We're there.
Oh yeah, we're immediately in the deep end, I feel.
When you're there, it's one of those, okay, first it's SpongeBob making Breaking Bad meth, and that upsets Nickelodeon. But when they have Ted Cruz smelling a little girl, this instantly changes. And right now, it's all money. It's all a bunch of lawyers and corporations and oligarchs fighting each other for who gets to take home the bag. You don't get to make more money with my money. It's all my money. But the second public figures, brands, their brand gets tarnished, and this is now having a real effect on our government and these important high-level figures. That's where you're going to see a totally different arm of the law. Right now, we're playing in the courts about copyright. Once it gets there, that's where something like the Patriot Act gets created, where it's this is an emergency and we're just stripping your rights because this needs to happen. Before I get into that world, because right now I think you get to play in the copyright fun until the emergency happens. When a video gets floated on Reddit, people believe it. It catches the world by storm, and then it takes, FBI metadata screening to realize that this was made by this person and we're arresting him in Kentucky.
I mean, this is an extreme example, but it's you could have a foreign leader, a Boss Baby or something, saying something ridiculous, and it gets on the internet really quickly, and it catches before, like you said, the FBI metadata. They kind of decipher it, but it could freak people out.
Well, so that's
people can retaliate immediately.
That will be the exact moment where now it's an emergency ripcord. We are creating a Patriot Act type legislation that infringes on your liberty, takes like the hungry hippos, takes a bite out of your constitutional right, because it's an emergency necessary to protect the union, to protect our public figures, and whatever. Keeping it grounded in the copyright first, though, as someone that is in a creative space and went to law school, I ended my law school career by taking copyright and trademark because I wanted it to be prepared for this company here. And as I'm sitting here in class, I'm like, you know, at some point, I really hope this all goes away. You should own Mickey Mouse. Sure, Disney, you created Mickey Mouse, you put all this branding into Mickey Mouse, and now you've made it this figure. However, if I were to make a movie where Mickey Mouse is a character, hard stop infringement. However, if the artist that painted this monkey also painted Mickey Mouse looking at the monkey, that's totally legal art.
Yeah.
What? So, like, to me, keeping it grounded in just like basic free markets, I do not agree with this red tape of copyright that we've created. And it was necessary at the beginning, but now we're so entrenched. You've eliminated any chance for remixes, the evolution of creativity. It's got to be completely original, or Disney owns it. Completely original, or Universal Studios owns it, period. And
aren't there even like musical notes that are like owned
yes,
by Disney?
yeah, that's insane, dude. So here, thank you, Doug. Thank you. That's even better.
You know, hey, you know where I learned that? Simpsons.
There you go.
Yeah.
So here's my problem. Monsanto makes wheat. They grind it up. They make flour. That flour gets sold to Hootabody Wuddy, and they make flour at your supermarket. Why am I allowed to, flour brand sells me flour. Why am I allowed to take that and make bread? And flour brand can't go, whoa, but that was my flour. It's like, yeah, but I made a whole new cake with this damn thing. Like, yeah, you're an element, but it ain't flour anymore. And I feel like we're getting to the point where there's so much content for it to be untouchable by nobody but the original creator will become insane. And I feel like the future, no matter how much the money is going to try to slow it down, the future looks like you make your product, whether it's a song, a note, a movie, a character, and you get to use them. But once it's out in the public sphere and it's in the free market, that content is free game for fair use, which instead of strengthening the law of copyright, this is our opportunity. This is the malleable moment where things are shifting, and soon it'll become concrete and we won't really be able to do anything again. But in this moment, if we shift our focus to fair use and not copyright, then we could start protecting the market's free ability to create something new from your flour, from the ingredient you put in the free market that you capitalized on. So yes, Disney, you still get to make the millions off of Mickey Mouse, but then you don't get to shut off my ability to make 10 grand over here.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been that central issue when it comes to it, like that whole IP usage. I mean, Nintendo are real sticklers for like anybody using anything regardless. I mean, like the Department of Homeland Security is already in like some issues because of the Pokemon video they made a few weeks ago.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, they made like an ice raid video. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, so I apologize, but they made a video and it was literally the Pokemon theme song saying like "Gotta catch 'em all" or whatever.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
You didn't see this? Oh my god! Like this generated a huge stir. Nintendo immediately was like,
"Oh my,
you're not allowed to use Pokemon for that." Like it was like, but again, they are doing what you're advocating for. Like you put it out there, we can use it, and it's kind of like a giant meme, But it was one of those like, oh boy, people were pissed.
Oh, that's gonna be. You're gonna see why that's a weird element in our next one. So go ahead, Doug. You were itching to jump in too.
Do you guys remember Nathan For You, the TV show?
Yeah.
Talking about fair use and copyright. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when he opened up dumb Starbucks and used their logo and everything, and he went to court and he was allowed to do it because they considered it satire, and so. I think that's funny that in that case, he straight up stole their logo, just put dumb in front of the name and opened up his own coffee shop. Yeah. That was considered allowed. So if that's allowed, I mean, what's really even allowed anymore?
But I mean, that's the thing when it comes back to this Sora thing. It's like at the moment we touched on like the more important issues where it's like this could really cause an issue, but it's like the big IP companies only care about you can't use our IP.
Right.
We want part of that money. And it's like, It's such a greedy way of looking at it.
So here we are. Update. It was literally just yesterday. I want to first flip it to the First Gamer because I got a funny one to follow it up. But First Gamer reporting on the new advancement on the law already kind of stepping in.
Over. Sora 2 is finished because as of a couple of hours ago, a new update was made to the app banning the use of all copyrighted characters, which is basically all of them. This was kind of bound to happen. People were creating content of literally every single fictional copyrighted character ever created, and there's no way every company was just on board with that. I mean, some people were creating better content than the companies themselves, but I'm 100% certain that OpenAI already knew this was gonna happen, and they decided to release the product anyways, knowing it would get shut down very quickly, just to basically show people that they are able to do these things. Like, $1 billion company doesn't just release an app that creates thousands of copyright infringement lawsuits willy-nilly. They knew the risk, they took it, and now everyone knows what Sora 2 is capable of. And now almost nothing is left of Sora 2. I mean, I guess you can create AI videos of yourself and Sam Altman, but that's pretty much it. No more SpongeBob, no more Rick and Morty, no more Gravity Falls, nothing. And no more Mario Blood 6-7. But yeah, it's an impressive technology, and it was really cool for like the 2 days that it lasted. There's gonna have to be a bunch of copyright law changes for this thing to continue to exist, to actually allow people to use the characters they were using.
Rest in peace, Sora 2. So, Alex, they did then make it so that you can use those copyright characters.
Correct. Well,
so all the videos out there are the only ones out there.
So literally right now, all you can make are videos of yourself and videos of Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. It's pretty.
What
absurd.
about you? Nah, I will. Public figures should technically be free game in my opinion.
But I think you know Trump, they'll happily let you just troll him to the nth degree. Kamala, you're gonna have a hard time getting her to say some stuff. Meshuggah.
Why?
I don't know. Now, this is the more exciting update that I wanted to follow it up with. I just love getting the news from Pearlmania 500 at this point because he just nails it. But here's his take on the whole thing, and it's hilarious.
People, your truth, Jake Paul. I have an announcement in 3, 2, 1. I'm gay. Here's my makeup set. Look at this. So I am not exaggerating when I say that video just broke reality, because that was 100% AI generated. That video never happened. Jake Paul has not come out of the closet. Jake Paul has not launched a makeup brand. Jake Paul had nothing to do with any of that. Some random person somewhere downloaded an app, used their stupid finger and typed in Jake Paul gay makeup brand. And that popped out. And then they downloaded the video, uploaded it to other forms of social media. And guess what? Hundreds of thousands of people like the video. And they're interacting with it. And a lot of them are commenting, didn't realize that was AI. Because reality's dead. Reality is dead. We can't trust our initial reaction now to any piece of footage we see. It doesn't matter. Ever since I've interacted with this particular video, my entire feed is full of celebrities, many of which have been dead for a long time, doing things they've never done. Like Michael Jackson and Kobe selling flavored Zins on a live. How about Ronald Reagan opening packs of Pokemon cards? How about this? Mr. Rogers interviewing Tupac Shakur. Never happened. History is dead. We used to be able to trust old footage because it was old. Who would change that? Well, apparently Sam Altman and the other psychopaths out there have just decided that we just need to be able to twist reality and make sure that no one can ever trust archival footage again. Oh, and don't worry, they're also fucking with body cam footage. Yeah, that's right. Here's body cam footage. Isn't that terrifying?
Yeah, the Chucky
right now. But just wait, give it time, because eventually, I'm sure eventually, someone will want to be able to frame somebody that they don't like. And so instead of them chasing a Chucky doll, maybe they'll be chasing you. And then that can be shown to a very old judge sitting in a courtroom as he bangs the gavel and sentences people away for however how many years.
You know what's interesting about that is in 2020, I graduate law school, a world pandemic hits, the law firm's opportunities dry up, and a judge that I have been interning with for quite a long time, I'm working for her now. I'm sharing the judge's quarters, and one day I kind of just walk in and I'm like, hey, I'm curious. with AI getting so strong, at some point we're not going to be able to distinguish it from reality. How are we going to be able, if video evidence is the most relied upon evidence in a courtroom, how are we going to be able to manage that in the future? And the way she just so calmly, without a whim, the FBI is going to have software and you'll be able to run it and it'll tell you if it's real or not. It's like, oh, so the government that I already don't trust, I am going to be forced to have it be the arbiter of reality.
Yes.
They'll create the George Orwell's daddies, the big brother will create an algorithm that will spit out the truth. And I just have to blindly trust it. That's what your courtroom will turn into. The government software says this isn't AI. And little did you know, they made it. They were like, we got you now. Gotcha, bitch. Just like that. And really, they'll literally have Dave Chappelle saying it to me. They're like, Judge, hit play. Gotcha, bitch.
And then in the background, dancing lobsters come out.
Yo, Alex, you know what they'll do? They'll steal a software from another company and then put backdoors and alter the programming. We know that's already happened at the Justice Department.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Again, it's a scary reality. But while we're talking about this crazy Orwellian future, and of course, this wild subject of AI as it's going off the rails, let's pivot to Hollywood, because the war isn't just in labs and servers, it's on the red carpet now. I want to introduce you to a new character. It's going to be a star in Hollywood. Her name's Tilly Norwood, the AI-generated actress whose debut has lit up every guild office, agency hallway, and social feed in the entertainment world. Tilly was unveiled at the Zurich Film Summit by Dutch producer Aline van der Velden and her AI production studio Particle 6. The pitch? Tilly is a synthetic performer, part CGI, part algorithm, with her own Instagram, her own presence, and allegedly studios circling to represent her. There's all this backlash, and it was immediate, and there was a huge jump into condemnation quickly. Their statement, creativity is and should remain human-centered. Tilly Norwood is not an actor. It's a character generated by a computer program that was trained using the work of professional performers without their permission or compensation. The union made this clear. They see Tilly not as a new artist, but as a threat to the livelihoods and a mechanized replacement for Hollywood. Other players piled on. Equity in the UK joined the backlash. Deadline, big names, Emily Blunt, Natasha Lyonne, Whoopi Goldberg, all voiced alarm. This is terrifying, scary, deeply misguided. Those were just some of the words used. So agencies publicly said they're torn. Some are cautiously curious because they don't want to pass up a good dollar. Others say they won't sign synthetic performers at all, placating to the rage that's following itself through Hollywood. Then there's the creative side. The short skit AI commissioner, credited to Tilly, runs 20 seconds, features multiple AI faces, and arguably leans into parody more than performance. But people in Hollywood are seeing it as a proof of concept for synthetic stars. Reduce wage costs, bypass contracts, eliminate human fallibility. And so with this really happening is that you got Tilly walks onto the stage, and there's a few things. There's a test. It's a test balloon for whether studios and agents will accept fake performers as equals. It's a de-evolution of the idea that acting is a human craft, the emotion, experience, nuance that matters. It's a challenge to labor protections, union rules, and what artists consider sacred about their work. And yes, it's a power play, the kind of control over narrative, contracts, and supply chains that tech giants love. Let me drop this. As we push through Sora 2, as AI takes over labor and content, Tilly is a warning, because you normalize synthetic performers. You shift what it means to be human in entertainment. The machines don't need breaks. They don't need demand pay, and they don't care about the art. They just do as coded. So yeah, Tilly Norwood is more than a glitchy video prototype. She's the beginning of the end. And if we don't fight now, protect art, protect human labor, will soon be living in a world where your favorite actor isn't alive. She's just lines of code. It's Orwellian future, no other way to put it, because it's one of those Hollywood SAG actors, dance monkey dance, do as I say, or I'm gonna code a Tilly and she'll do exactly what I say.
I need to know Quentin Tarantino's thoughts on this. That's the only thing that
many
actually
feet.
matters.
I want 14 toes.
Yes, that was pretty good.
That's what he's like. Okay, now I want more toes on my actress.
He's gonna have this big argument complaining. He's just gonna come on the screen with 14 toes and be like, "I did get an idea."
Little did you know, I was waiting for my last movie for this.
Yeah, about time. I actually went onto her Instagram, and it's really interesting. It's got like 59,000 followers or something like that. It's nothing like super crazy
for now.
Yeah, for now. But if you go under any post, you cannot comment on it. There's no comments.
Don't you love how they do that?
I know. I thought it was funny. See, they're just as sensitive as actual liberal actors. You can't comment on their actual stuff.
No, you know why? Because I bet the AI actress probably gets fed all the comments, and so
she reads every single one.
Oh my God! See, now that I wish was part of the coding.
Joe Rogan. Don't read them, man. Don't read them. Just don't read them.
Tyler, the creator. Like, why are you getting cyberbullied? Like, just close your eyes. Like, it's just such a great, like, it's such a bizarre world we live in. And like we're going to make, of course, when they made it a cute brunette girl. And it's like, oh, she's harmless. And everybody in the world is like, get rid of that thing.
But you know what I also loved when I first learned about Tilly was, a liberal making a TikTok, and she's like, you know why they picked a young female, don't you? Because they could get a female to do whatever they want. The man in the room could get the female to do whatever they want, and she can't say no. Guess what? I just showed you 20 videos. I think MLK didn't say yes to the Super Bowl either. He had
much of a say in it either, and he wanted Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that we were able to find the easiest form of levity in all these terrifying situations when we're here.
Boy, we better, because the end is nigh. As an 8th grade Will would say, the end is nigh.
Literally, the first thought I had through all this was, God, I wonder what Quentin Tarantino is thinking. And so I'm just like, this is terrifying. Like, I just want Dune Messiah, and I'm like, yeah, well, I might not get it now.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's kind of wrap up the whole topic here. Bring us to our wrapping thoughts. One major consideration I have is, Epstein files and all these types of videos that I think do exist. Part of it is the mission isn't full cover up forever. It's cover this up just long enough to where you've got SpongeBob getting pulled over by the cops. And so when you show Hillary Clinton dancing baby blood
in the grassy knoll,
sure, that one too, then it's like, well, that's AI. And so they just need to hold us from this type of reality long enough so then reality is indistinguishable from fiction.
Yep.
And I think that's been the game all along. And that's also why there's been a huge push for expediting this whole thing. We need just get it out. We need AI videos, get them out, and have the public just screwing around with it. The other thing that's interesting, as I was kind of presenting the considerations around OpenAI's Sora 2, they included copyright material. Mm-hmm. They said the companies that owned this, we put out a notice. We just kind of yelled into the void, hey, let us know if you don't want us to use SpongeBob. And for some reason, Nickelodeon didn't hit us up. So the law is going to decide who has the burden in that situation. As I create a platform, do I get to just yell into the void, hey, copyright owner, it's up to you. Tell me not to use it. Or does copyright owner get to sit back and go, you need to ask me for permission? We know it's probably going to end up being the latter. So OpenAI knew what it was doing was definitely not going to be the preferred outcome of the courts, and they still did it. And I think part of the reason is make the public aware of what we can do.
You're right. I agree.
Like, take away SpongeBob literally 3 days after. But let them know what they can do with SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Let them know what we could do with MLK. And honestly, if I could keep you for another hour, I had Michael Jackson doing stand-up. I mean, it was all fantastic. You could think of a person. I had videos on it. Infinity. Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein is dead, but a brand that is copyrighted. So again, it's let them see what they can do with Albert, and then we'll take them away. And so part of it was making the public aware, but then also we need to take on, like, imagine how much longer it would have taken to create this artificial intelligence, this technology, having to box it out from, I would say, at least 40% of the world. 40% of the world has to be copyrighted in material, at least. Or 40% of the information and data that surfs the internet and our globe has to be at least. And so now it's like you're trying to teach a kid to walk by breaking its leg or removing one of its legs. Like, try to walk now. It's like, to create this, it needs to know what the world is. For me, if I'm creating an artificial intelligence and you're going to create a code that says I can't use SpongeBob, for me to know that I can't use SpongeBob, at the very least, the foundation is I need to know what SpongeBob is.
Yeah.
So the scary part is it's all going to come down to what happens in those courtrooms, and money controls those courtrooms. So I don't know exactly where this will go, but it's going to be the person with the deepest pockets, which is none of us. Yeah. It's not falling in the public's favor.
We already know how this is going to go. We could say we don't, but we know how it's going to go. And it's how whoever has, like you said, the deepest pockets, whoever controls the IPs, you're going to control it. It's just, the scary part is like you said, it's like how quickly they could just put something out there and just let the world kind of go crazy with it.
So true. So true. Doug, do you have any wrapping thoughts?
Just, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
You know what? Doug isn't wrong with that one. I gotta hand it to him. So moving on to our next topic here, and this one seems to be a little bit of a surprise to many on the internet. So the big story tonight, Trump's losing support from the very podcasters who helped him get elected. And this is no small thing. These aren't mainstream media figures or political insiders. These are the independent voices, the people who built the entire followings defending him when no one else would. They carried his message across platforms, rallied their audiences, and helped shape the cultural momentum that got him into office for the second time. But now those same voices are turning on him, not because they've sold out, not because they've gone soft, but because they feel betrayed. Trump's recent policies have done nothing but spit in the face of the movement that lifted him up. The man who once ran on draining the swamp has at times looked like he's just watering it. The man who used to rail against the establishment power brokers is now surrounded by them. And these podcasters, people who built their brands on truth-telling and rebellion, are forced to confront that reality. They can't stay silent because their audiences won't let them. Their entire credibility depends on honesty, and honesty means saying what's obvious. Trump has drifted. He's lost that anti-establishment fire that made him different. These policies aren't matching the promises. What's interesting here is that this isn't some media narrative. This is coming from his own base. The creators who gave him their platforms, their voices, and their trust are now the ones questioning whether he still represents what he once stood for. And that's what makes this moment so important, because when the loudest voices in the movement start to doubt, the echo chamber starts to collapse. So let's look at some of these posts. I mean, it's been crazy. It's across all of the people that, and there's more than what we've included here, but one of the most notable was Joe Rogan. I mean, this dude literally glazed himself for the 3 months after Trump's election. Like, hey, I kind of got the dude elected. I kind of shifted an election. That's the power of the Joe Rogan experience. What can I say?
These are fucking nuts, man. Watching this protest on television, it's like Do you think the raids are nuts?
All of it's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, I
The
think both
protest
sides are
is nuts,
taking it a little
the
too
raids
hard.
are-
It's so
well,
funny. It's always like a big joke. Somebody's he's talking to this about or something.
I don't think the Trump administration, if they're running and they said we're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to arrest all the people at Home Depot, we're going to go to construction sites and we're going to just like tackle people at constructions. I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. They said we're going to get rid of the criminals and the gang members first, right? And now we're seeing like Home Depots get raided. Like that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Due process. No, fuck that. But here's the problem with fuck that. The problem with things that are going in a radical direction, and then there's an overcorrection. So the overcorrection is lack of due process. The overcorrection is like round them all up, ship them to jail. Like that's like some things that you say when you're not thinking things through. Like, what do you do about all the criminals? Take them all, fucking send them to El Salvador.
Yeah.
What about due process? No, fuck that. But here's the problem with fuck that. What if you are an enemy of, let's not say any current president. Let's pretend we got a new president, totally new guy in 2028. And this is a common practice now of just rounding up gang members with no due process and shipping them to El Salvador. You're a gang member. No, I'm not. Prove it. What? I got to go to court. No, no due process.
That's
right?
dangerous, Joe.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
So, and he's becoming more and more outspoken about his opinions, but this is recently from Andrew Schultz's podcast, Flagrant.
He'd be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that, which I kind of like. But he's like, oh, well, we kind of need the people working in restaurants, and we need our farmers. It's like everything that he said that he was going to do that he campaigned
Well, he
really
said to
hard
us,
on.
which was important, and I thought it was good. He pressed him on it. Well, you got to start with the criminals in terms of deporting. I don't even know if the criminals are getting sent back. I know there's a lot of people with green cards getting sent back. There's people who aren't criminals getting sent back. I don't know if you're sending back the criminals first. You definitely don't know.
And then the PBD podcast, here's his co-star, Vinny.
We were in the trenches with you. Okay, and now what? Because we're questioning one thing. Jeffrey Epstein, suddenly we're the enemy. We're the losers. We're the idiots. Look away. Shut up. It's Russia collusion. That's horse shit. Okay? Epstein's been going on since early 2000s. What? Maybe even the 90s he was doing this perverted stuff. You don't get to do that. I'm sorry. And everybody always thinks that we're always on the Trump train and we don't have any criticism. I'm sorry, bro. You don't do that shit. You don't spit in our faces. Everything that we've been through. Pat, I've lost not only friendships, I've lost family members I don't even talk to anymore because of this shit. And then you're going to come out and tell us, like, I don't need your support. I don't need you. Okay, have that attitude. And you're going to see it make these people lose. 2006, the midterms, you're going to lose that type of freaking support, and anybody attached to his name. If Eric tries to run, if anybody with the Trump name 2028 tries to run, this is going to be hanging over the head because now the trust is lost.
And, the irony shouldn't be lost on you either, especially when even Ben Shapiro is upset.
Administration is now preparing to accept a super luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar. It is a $400 million gift available for use by President Trump as new Air Force One until shortly before he leaves office, at which time, according to the deal, the plane doesn't stay with the United States government. It then moves to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation, taking sacks of goodies from people who support Hamas, the Muslim Brotherhood, Al Jazeera, all the rest. That's not America first. Like, please define America first in a way that says you should take sacks of cash from the Qatari royals who are behind Al Jazeera. It just isn't America first in any conceivable way. So back to the original question. Is this good for President Trump? Is it good for his agenda? Is it good for draining the swamp and getting things done? The answer is no, it isn't. It isn't. If you want President Trump to succeed, this kind of skeezy stuff needs to stop.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. We should never take influence or pressure from any of the sand people. The one that took the most, that got the most attention, had the most momentum behind him. First, the internet was infuriated when the White House used this clip of Theo Von. First, this is the raw footage. This is not what the White House used.
Heard you got deported, dude. Bye.
Funny clip. They took that and made an edit. So the second he goes, bye, it's music that we can't play on here, but it's like TikTok edit music. And it's just videos and videos of people being deported on a plane. The White House did that. Okay. So now Theo Von this week he's pissed. And so he's on his podcast addressing this exact moment where they took a clip of him and kind of used it in a really egregious support for mass deportation.
Father immigrated here from Nicaragua, right? Like one of my prized possessions is I have his immigration papers when he came here. And I have them in a frame, and him and his siblings when they came here. And so I have tons of thoughts about it, but this was just fucked up, right? It was fucked up.
He took it personally that, you know, this was taken out of context, and with a lot of the issues in the Middle East and everything, Theo Von has been the most outspoken about kind of not regret, but regret for kind of platforming the president. And it feels like we've been Trojan horsed. He gives enough breadcrumbs to, you know, satisfy, like, okay, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. At least you're doing something. You're not doing what you said you would do completely. And you're kind of going against your base, but you're doing enough to keep the majority of the masses are the asses, keeping them at bay. But people that are critically, they critically sought specific actions, policies, and the lack of delivery on them is the voices that were public, they're being forced to address it, while others, you know, who may not be public figures, but just are raised family people, were truly, I guess, felt betrayed by the actions. You know, main one is look at like the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Right. You say it's there, you're going to release it. I mean, hell, you were president for 4 years. You're going to tell me you didn't peek into that situation, especially when you happily use the momentum of the Q movement to keep support in your back pocket for the next election. You're going to tell me you never looked into that. Then you're going to run on, hey, I'm going to release it all. And then you're just going to gaslight everybody like, why? You still talking about that? That's ridiculous. So why would those people get upset? I would be completely shocked. Maybe it's because you literally have not delivered on anything beyond, like Andrew Schultz said, the immigration thing, at which point now you've taken it in an insane avenue.
Well, it's like Trump's done a very bad job at picking his policy battles that he's wanted to take on in his first year. And like, if he focused on just all the policies that he said, but he couldn't do the Epstein thing because we all kind of know why, there'd be less outrage. And in fact, it's like the only one you've really hit on is the immigration one. And it's like, yeah, you're taking that way. Like Joe Rogan said it perfectly. It's an overcorrection to what the past 4 years have been. And now you're doing it too much and too hard in that direction. Well, at the same time, you still have the Ukrainian issue going on. You still have the issue in the
Middle East,
the Middle East, you know, still over there. You're not even gaslighting us with the Epstein thing. Like, you're just outright, like, it's just, you're lying.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like a gaslighting. It's like, no, we know it's there. It's now weird you're refusing, but there's probably another thing going on there, whatever it is. Like, there's something going on there, but it's really just the immigration thing that's like the only thing he's like put his all into. And I think it's because he put a guy in charge, like his name is like Tom Homan. And he put like probably someone easily overqualified in that position, gave him free reign to do whatever he wants. And if you give an individual like that free reign to do whatever he wants, he's going to do it.
Right.
You know, it's just more like the other policies. So I don't blame these guys. I mean, hell, we've been on this show, you know.
Well, and so let's do that. Like, to me, we hosted a live election show. We went 6 hours, hundreds of views, not thousands. Well, across the platforms, thousands, but we had 800 people watching at a given time. It was awesome. We all had a blast. Here's the thing. You take me back to November of last year, I still make the same vote. Doesn't mean I'm not sitting here with more regrets. It doesn't mean the other option wasn't worse. However, looking at what I was voting for, guess what, Big Orange Man? Gas is just as bad. So you don't get to spend millions of dollars flooding Biden stickers throughout the country. So hillbillies, when they go to get their gas, put the picture of Joe Biden going, I did this. Well, guess what? You did too, clown, when it stayed that way. So we've seen no wavering. I mean, dude, I do get kind of pissed at the point where, oh, you bumped us well past the $2 echelon, and now we're thankful we're 2 cents under $4.
Yeah.
Lick the bottom of my shoe, you lying sack of... Anyway, so you use that, you've done nothing. The buyouts you've done for bigwigs, thank God this wheel has failed me how many weeks in a row?
Yeah.
2 giant sections worth of the big, beautiful bill. Not a damn beautiful thing about it. If you actually peek under the hood, every bit of it will make you quiver. Nothing good there. The immigration stuff, we had a severe problem. The wall, where it existed, especially where it didn't, the imaginary line was a complete sieve, and we had troves of people flooding in. And so, yeah, maybe they do become family people, and they are just working at a construction site. Doesn't make them any less illegal, doesn't make them any less of a criminal. And they are a criminal, and that's where we failed as a society. I don't care who you are, as long as you're a functioning member of society that is paying into the social contract. I lose half a paycheck every 2 weeks. That's not to pay for you, and it's for us. And so if you're not also paying into the pot, you're stealing. Hillary Clinton herself said that. That's theft, and we should have the right to go about it. But like Joe Rogan said, it also doesn't mean you get to just totally infringe the due process and strip somebody's right to having a fair trial. Prove to me I am an MS-13 person, or I'm not an illegal. I should have the opportunity to walk into a courtroom and supply my documentation to show that I'm a citizen. That all being said, it's not even like it stops there. At first, when it's a blue-haired Quaker at a school in Chicago, very quick to just like, But the more it happened, like it happened once. You're like, sometimes a fish gets caught up in the crab net. It happens. But there's been a lot of students that have spoken against our Middle Eastern fathers. And they're here on a student visa. They are contracting with our university scams that we've created a system of. So they've contracted with the university. They are here to receive an education. The fact that we have created this, and I see it as someone that went to law school, I see the legal mental gymnastics that does make you reason that, like, yeah, you're here on a visa. That visa agrees that you won't do this vague line. And if I read the vague line as, protesting against our government or against the daddies in the Middle East, then we can send you home. That might be in the contract. But that also should shake you to your core. That should be the antithesis to what it means to be on this land. Right. You have made it to the land of the free. You might be here on a visa contract. We're in an agreement. You're lucky. But that contract, just like we had a talk here last week, and I said to Doug, I was like, Doug, you can't contract suicide, like death. You can't contract that away. No matter what, at the very least, it's like manslaughter. This should be that. Yeah. No matter what, in America, you can't contract the freedom of speech away. Amendment number 1.
Right.
The first and only number 1, you shouldn't be allowed to contract away, or people shouldn't be allowed to contract it away for you.
Mm-hmm.
I found that to be the tipping point where I was like, wait, what's going on? And then the whole house of cards came down. Not to get lost in the weeds, but the last couple days I've had a lot of fun with the Fortnite Delulu, where you just talk to strangers, this whole thing. And I've made a lot of new friends. And there's this girl we've been playing Fortnite with. She's in her mid-20s in Chicago. That should tell you, at its core, we pretty much disagree.
Yes.
Across the board. But we're having a blast. Two humans that don't agree on how we look at this world. The lenses are two completely different. Red and blue. Very different 3D glasses. And yet, putting that all behind us, we have a blast. Well, of course, as I do, I can't naturally stray away. And the conversations come up. We have our talks. We disagree. However, I said this to her, and she got a kick out of it. And I do believe this. They've invested billions into Project Bluebeam, the psyop of aliens, and using that to either, for the one world government, unite the world, or to kind of use it as distractions, whatever. And I made the joke stemming off of that. It's funny. None of us care about aliens. Like, we're so desensitized and so no, you can't even distract us with that. Like, I'm not even looking. I don't even care. Like, at this point, the floating rock is so effed up. Michigan still has poisonous water. I could care what comes out of the sky. Come on, kill it. Do the thing. Do the thing. You can't make it worse. That's kind of the spirit of what we got going on. I don't even have time to worry about that. They come wreak havoc. It is funny, though. The thing that will unite us, the aliens, that red and blue will come together behind. And that, I think, has been the biggest tarnishment of this administration this time. I can't even say their name.
Yeah.
I can criticize America till I'm blue in the face. I can't even say our country's daddy's name, the country that runs us and clearly runs him. And people are saying it.
Now, going off of what you said, because I agree, but I wouldn't say it's this administration's failure. I think it's its greatest achievement is we've all kind of come to that. And I thought
unintentional achievement,
unintentional. Like, this was the actual win we got out of this that nobody saw coming, because all the wins we thought we were going to get, we're not getting, but that was the win. Cause it's like, since last November, that has been the one thing I've noticed a lot of people are looking at now. More than ever.
The most taboo subject ever is now the only topic of people.
For the 4 years he wasn't in, the one side, they were like, nope, it's still him, still him, still him. Then he gets in, and now you have people going, it's like, it's him, but I don't think it's just him.
You know what? He's the puppet.
Right.
I want to go after the hand.
And that's the thing. That's what I think is going to be the greatest thing that comes out of these 4 years. Like, truthfully. And not like, again, because people are upset because they're not like what's actually happening. What's realistically happening is what has people upset. But just random conversations like you're having with people, it's like a lot of it comes back to what that secret idea is. And it's not even an idea anymore. Now it's like a tangible thing.
Right.
Like what has people upset. It's like the 4 years prior where it's like, yeah, I'm sure they were there. Wasn't as quite noticed. Now it's like really noticed.
And you know what? It's beautiful. That is a beautiful point.
So when you say it's like his greatest failure, it's like, no. I think it's his unintentional greatest achievement, because I think we're now at that tipping point to where it's like his first 4 years, no one knew, or people knew, but like they didn't get it to this degree. This whole Epstein thing, now this time around, him going on TV after and saying, why do you still care? All of us immediately were like, who told you to tell us to not care? You didn't just decide that. You didn't just like get in. I don't believe he's that bright. The Trojan horse uses this thing where it's like, we know you're implicated to a degree, and not just you, them over there too. The ones that are up there, not us down here. Now we're all kind of seeing it. I think that'll be the greatest thing that comes out of these 4 years, unintentionally found.
Well, and I think it's a beautiful point, because I don't know if this was intentional, if it was circumstantial or a little mix of it all. But no. But I'm going to say something else. So an element, he says he's going to release the Epstein files, but also the MLK files and the JFK files. And he does. And for 50 years, 45 years, people have been begging for the JFK files. Nothing. The term conspiracy theory created by the CIA came from this moment in time. Oh, those are just conspiracy theories. And people have been obsessing over it since that moment. He does. He releases. The files have always been there. The files never changed. You've had access to them. But what he did was unblack the redacted information. We knew it was blank. We were following blank. It was always blank. It was the blank. For every blank to be the same 3 letters every time.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you wonder why. So your parents, your dopey boomer parents were all like, yeah, I'd love to see that too. But Fox News never told them. CNN never told them, like, hey, this is what's in the files. To them, it's like, yeah, nothing really came of it. It's like, no, dumbass, go. It's there. Literally go. I look at my dad. It's there. If it was a thing, then, it'd be on the television would tell me, and then I'd believe it. That's how you know that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's there. It's free information. Any of us can have it. And yet it doesn't exist to the public realm. It was never reported on, non-existent. You could literally pull the document. Zip, blip, boop, did it. Huh? And people are like, we still really don't know.
Yeah.
That unintentional, intentional, I don't know. But it's definitely saying something without saying something. And it's delivering on a promise.
Like I said, it's a mixed bag of what the reasons that it's kind of come to. But it is... I'm telling you, over a year ago, because by this time last year, it was definitely election season and people were way too focused on that. But 2 years ago, when the prior administration was in, this wasn't on anybody on their side's radar at all. Now it's on everybody's radar. Right. Everybody who's like not, again, older people, they're just watching the mainstream media owned by certain people. But, now it's like the people, like the younger voter base, they're like definitely highlighted on what it is. So again, it's like I don't know if his administration intentionally did this as like kind of like, because notice they released the JFK and the MLK, but we can't release these files because that'll be the complete tipping point.
Right.
Which, I really do think like this will be the greatest thing that came out of this administration. Regardless, we're not getting the things we necessarily voted on.
We are battling the biggest beast.
We're getting
that you didn't even know existed.
We're getting something else out of it that it's like, oh, that's what it is. Now, thank you. 20, 30 years of this now, even longer. Now confirmed. This is weird.
There's termites in the floor?
Exactly. So no, I think
we didn't even know.
I think we're getting something more out of this. Now for the podcasters, I understand why they're pissed. We're pissed.
That's what we're literally doing it.
But I think the silver lining people need to focus on is kind of what I just said. Is just like, listen, I get it.
Great point.
The gas prices are still around $3. We wish it was lower. The Middle East conflict, the Ukrainian conflict. Yeah, I know. I wish we were out of it still. Like I wish like that. What he said was going to do. The border, I really wish ICE wasn't doing what ICE is doing. But 2 years ago,
we would have given it. Yep.
We would have given everything for this to be the central focus. And now that it is, it's like I would like these podcasters, because again, we're not big enough, unfortunately. But I would wish they would like catch on and be like, don't you think it is a bit weird though that like this is super highlighted. This is super highlighted. And it's funny, whenever the Epstein thing did happen, Trump went on his gaslighting campaign. It was really weird. He didn't talk about anything else. He brought that up whenever he could. Stop talking about, people didn't even bring it up. Yeah, but stop talking about what it is and why they don't want it to come out. It's like, who doesn't want it to come out?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you talking about? What is this going on here now?
I do want to talk about the Epstein files a little bit here, just briefly, because you and I and Doug, like our circle, we've had our personal talks, but we really haven't had a chance to talk about it on the show. And I recently just told you my theory on all of this. And I believe, because this was a major issue for me. It's your end of your last administration. This is what brought the most momentum and wave behind your support. And now you're playing dumb. What I think occurred is Trump ran those circles. He owns the Miss Universe pageants. He's around these types of networks, and he knew Epstein for what he was. So like mob bosses do, they use each other for each other's benefits, but then keep each other at each arm's length. So, you know, I know what you are. I know the zebra and its stripes, and, you know, I'll operate accordingly. So I think Trump would get close to the line, but never crossed it, and kind of operated alongside, but never with. So they knew of each other. So yeah, maybe that Christmas letter could be real. Who knows? You know, the one that the New York Times published, it may not be, but we definitely know they ran the same circles. And you know what? Dang it, take my word for it. If you want it bad enough, put it in the comments and I'll bring it to another episode. But there's a video of Trump in like The View or Oprah Winfrey. It's like, you know, 2001, and he's doing an interview where he's like, all the women love me, as young as possible, they all love me. And they go like, and I love them all. And she's like, well, what's young, what's too young? And he's like, I don't know, 12. And it's like, what?
Oh yeah, I've seen that vid.
What, dude? So it's like, I'm not even, there is no doubt in my mind his care. I don't drink, I don't do it. Okay, but you're feeding a vice somewhere.
Right.
So again, not mine to assume. However, he has this confidence. Yeah, I'll show you the list. I know I'm not. Hey, but Prince Andrew better watch out. Jimmy Kimmel, but like he flirts with who might be on the list. He leans into the conspiracy and Redditors, like, hey, you know, and vote for me and I'll release it. You know, the government's against you and I'll drain the swamp. And he gets in, and we really don't hear anything. Then the next presidency comes in, and they completely obsess over still reminding people to hate Trump. If there was anything in that file that compromised Trump, as we've said a million times, we know we would have seen it in Biden's administration.
Correct.
So something tells me he was confident there's nothing in that file. I think he goes to Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, and he goes, there's nothing in there, and screw them all. We'll release it. I don't care. So they got a file on Jeffrey Epstein and his secret crazy network. I don't think Trump realized that there's more than one Epstein out there.
Right.
And, you know, the evil network that is controlling the world.
Necessarily the one in charge.
Bingo. Well, or there's multiple heads to this serpent.
Exactly.
And so Trump thought he got away because, hey, I know I wasn't messing with this guy, and I know I'm not in that file. But what he didn't know is some of those other sketchy nights in the wee hours of private rooms that he never thought anybody would know about. Well, he shows up day one of this new presidency, ready to tell everybody about the I'm going to say it backwards. Ends with an M. Starts with the real word M-O-S-S-A-D. We'll just go with that. You know, they walk in. They go, little did you know, we were in other parts. They walk, Boss Baby walks right in the White House, and he goes, what you didn't know was that night on the 12th floor of the Trump Tower, that was also one of my guys.
Right.
And very quickly, he's got a lockstep, shut up, kiss the wall, and go back to, you guys are dumb. What are you talking? Are you still talking about this thing? What are we talking about?
You know, and that's
conspiracy theory, totally alleged,
you know,
totally fictionalized.
And that's why I was like, no, I think that'll be the underlying victory out of all of this is people really waking up to like kind of like the ulterior motives actually really going on behind all these scenes that no one knew they were signing up for when like he won in November. Right. It's like now it's like, oh, okay. It hasn't even hit the next November. And we're all like, okay, this is going on. This really is what's going on. Because, you know, if anything, what his first presidency really taught me is there is a limitation to what the president can actually do. Like there's 100% a limitation. And then 2020 happened, and then we're like, okay, that's another limitation that could also probably happen. Them not stopping to stop talking about him for 4 years was weird. Realistically, it was weird. Notice how none of us really talked about Kamala until she started going on her book tour again. We're all of a sudden like, oh, now she's speaking.
Yeah.
No one's talked about Biden. They couldn't stop talking about him for 4 years. And it's like, why was that? And then he shows up, and now he can't release the one thing he said he was going to release, but he wouldn't stop bringing it up. It's weird. It's like weird. It's like there's more to it, and definitely younger voter bases are paying attention to it.
Oh, big time, big time. So getting into our closing thoughts here, at the end of the day, what we're seeing here isn't just a political shift, it's a cultural one. The independent voices that helped build Trump's movement were never truly about him. They were about the message, fighting corruption, rejecting the establishment, and standing up for the average American. If Trump has lost that support, it's not because the podcasters have changed. It's because the movement is bigger than any one man. And if he's smart, he'll realize that losing the trust of the people who speak directly to the voters without a corporate filter is the first step towards losing the voters themselves. In the end, this might be a wake-up call, not just for Trump, but for everyone in politics. You can't keep preaching rebellion while governing like the machine you swore to dismantle. Do you have any wrapping thoughts?
I just think this is, I think these next 4 years is really going to be a weird wake-up call, because we haven't even gotten to a year into his presidency, and it's already like, you can't find a way to ignore it. Right. It's been a crazy 8 months when it's come to the Middle Eastern country, like way weirder than it was even the 4 years prior. And it's like, okay, this is more than just their conflict.
No, you're right. We got Ricky. Hello, what? Trump thought no limit to anything? Yeah, exactly. No, he's going to learn. All right, into our last topic of the day here. It's a little bit exciting news coming from Ohio here. This week, something pretty remarkable happened in Ohio. And no, it didn't make front page news the way it should have. Law enforcement announced the results of Operation Next Door, a statewide crackdown on human trafficking that led to 135 arrests across multiple countries. Now, if that number doesn't shock you, it should.
Counties.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Ohio against the world.
It is. No, Ohio's the center of the universe. Now, if that number doesn't shock you, it should. That's 135 alleged traffickers, abusers, and exploiters. And in many ways, these operations are happening not overseas, not in big city centers, but right here in our own backyard. Suburban homes, motels off the interstate, neighborhoods you'd never expect. And yet we still have politicians, media figures, and activists who treat this topic like some internet conspiracy. But the truth is clear. This is happening. It's real. And when the authorities actually dedicate resource and manpower to rooting it out, they find it. And unfortunately, a lot of it. Operation Next Door wasn't just about arrests either. Dozens of victims were identified and offered support services. These aren't just numbers. These are people, kids, women, and sometimes men who are trapped in systems of abuse, addiction, and manipulation. Now, here's the part we have to talk about. How did it get this bad? Because it didn't happen overnight. It's a reflection of a country that's turned a blind eye for too long. We've prioritized political theater, virtue signaling, and social media outrage while ignoring the dark underbelly of what's happening in our own communities. So while Hollywood, DC, and the mainstream media are obsessed with the next outrage cycle, Ohio just quietly took a major stand for humanity and maybe reminded the rest of the country what real justice actually looks like. It's cool to be an Ohioan. And yes, we are the center of the universe. But why are we not seeing this in other sectors? Well, maybe it is. And it's also going underreported because to me has become increasingly clear is the favorite commodity to trade has been and struggles to always will be human beings. And, a diatribe I died on for the longest time as a white man in America, I continue to be beaten over the head with slaves that no one in my lineage ever owned. I'm an immigrant. No Greek owned any of your people. And it gets, offensive and inflammatory. something I've always said was stop beating America's history over the head with the sin of slavery. Because while, yes, like every other country in human existence, they carried the sin of slavery, they were the first to virtuously destroy what had been a fabric of all societies up until that point. Whether it was Mao Zedong or the Mongols or the Egyptians, everything was built on the backs of slaves. Even England, who built half the Western world, and then we fought them and built our own independence, they continue to have slaves for 100 years longer than us. We were the first to create that standard of humanity for everybody and die fighting for it. So I always used to bolster like, yeah, it's bad we had it, but it's even better that we were the first to destroy it and stand up against it and start this movement for the floating rock in space. Obviously, a movement we're still fighting and still need to succeed in because they're still slaves to this day. But I don't see them in my own backyard in Detroit, so it doesn't matter. No, we were the tip of the spear, and the fight continues. But that point gets humbled real quick when you realize it isn't gone here. It's just hidden. And the sale of people, whether it's children or grown adults, is still the most sought after trade. It's just now in the illegal trade. And it's crazy to think that like the Central Intelligence, I don't know, they just happen, agency. They just happen.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I know. They just.
I'm hip.
So are they. They're listening to us as we speak. He's sitting there like this. He's
just like, what was that? Can you rewind that? I think I missed that.
Wait, there's some words in between. Did he say our name? Anyway, so those folks, did you know that group that we pay taxes into and can create legislation that controls us outside of the voting of our representation? Can you believe that they make up 60 to 75% of the black market crime syndicate world? Because like you got to get your agent working in, gun trade and drug trade and people trade. So that way you could get the intel. Well, then more and more they take over the industry, and it's like, oh wait, so now my tax dollars are literally just the bad guys. Like I am now funding the whole network of crime that's outside of our world. That's insane.
How do they put that on a resume?
What it doesn't go on it doesn't go on a resume, because once you become one of them, there's only one way out, and it's 6 feet under the ground with a tombstone above your head. Like you don't. So it's not like you get to then go to.
Who's the one guy that does New Year's Eve? Isn't he a former CIA?
New Year's Eve. Oh yeah. He literally. That's the point. The guy from CNN.
Yeah.
Doug,
exactly
who's the gay guy with the white hair from CNN?
Anderson Cooper.
Thank you. Anderson Cooper literally worked for the CIA. First off, go look up Project Mockingbird. The CIA is all the people reporting you the news. But that being said, you don't join the CIA and then leave the CIA. You're just now the CIA doing this, which is reporting you CNN funnies and ha-has and giggles while we sip champagne.
He gets drunk on New Year's Eve. Like, oh God, Anderson's getting close. Get him off. Get him off.
Yeah.
He's going to say something. Get him off the screen.
So it is funny. How do you put that on a resume? It's you get your resume, which says I went to this college. I went to West Point. I, never did drugs, and I have the, a BMI of 2. And then they go, and then they're like, you're in. And then
BMI.
And then that guy literally never applies for another job. That resume never gets handed to another person again. Once you're in, it's we own you until God owns you. And you won't even see him, because you'll be in Satan's hands.
And then they look at you and are like, and it's salary. It's pretty great. You get some benefits.
You get some bennies. Yeah. They're great. So as far as this whole situation goes, this is just an awesome moment to get excited about real action. And it's scary that this is the action that it would truly get me excited. You know, RFK coming on the screen and saying, like, the biggest health concern in America is anti-Semitism. That didn't feed my hunger.
That didn't make me very starved, man.
No, I wasn't satisfied. However, the thing that went totally unreported, 135 crackdowns in the big network of human trafficking. Wait. Roll that back. What's funny is a priest at the Greek church here in Cleveland that my mom and dad got married in, nabbed him. Got him. Now it's an Orthodox priest, so bro's married. It's a whole deal.
Yeah.
Wife's pissed.
She learned a lot that day.
I prayed for forgiveness. He said yes, I think. I hope. No, it's crazy. And that's what I think is the biggest takeaway here is these are your neighbors, your priests, your teachers. They're not in these grungy, city undertunnels or on mysterious islands in the Caribbean. Nope. Could be your neighbor, could be your judge, could be your local mayor. And it's crazy how deep the network has gotten and how infected it's gotten. I'm going to get to the wrapping thoughts here. So, after talking through all of this, what really stands out is that Operation Next Door isn't just a law enforcement victory. It's a real moment of pride for Ohio. It's refreshing to finally see something this big happening right here in our own backyard, because let's be honest, Ohio has always been the center of the universe. What happens here tends to ripple out across the rest of the country. So to see our communities leading the charge on an issue that people have been begging our leaders to address for years, it's powerful. It's proof that the heartland still has a pulse. And when we decide to do something, it actually matters and we get it done. For too long, human trafficking has been quietly ignored, brushed aside, while politicians posture and point fingers. But this shows what happens when real people, law enforcement, citizens, and communities take it seriously. Ohio is setting the tone for what accountability looks like. Not just arrests, but awareness. Not just talk, but action. And if the rest of the country follows our lead, maybe we'll finally start to see some real change. Have any other wrapping thoughts you want to add on?
No, I mean, I think it's great. I wish this was on front page news of the Plain Dealer instead of the Browns losing over in London.
Hey, we've traded Flacco. That's welcome to Cleveland. Doug, any wrapping thoughts?
I had heard about this, but I was surprised it wasn't more on the news, even our local news. Like I saw it in Cleveland.com, Plain Dealer. I saw it on there as an article, but didn't really see it around the news, which does surprise me.
Yeah, it is surprising. All right, getting to our final segment here of the show. We appreciate everybody that heads over to the Neuro Gym so we can get you involved in the show. We want you to be a part of the dialogue. And the way we do that is you head on over to the Neuro Gym and for free, drop some topics and ideas you'd like to see featured in the show. So let's see how we're going to end our show. What are we going to be talking about? What are we going to be doing? Any fun games? Any fun? I was really hoping this wouldn't be it.
What is it?
It's the cracker test.
Sick.
Sick. Let me get our saltines. Sick. Man, no Ricky to help us play. That's crazy. So here for the cracker test, what we do is we have a series of questions, and we're trying to determine who's the biggest cracker. Today, it's me, Doug, and Will. The person deemed, the king cracker, they have to do the cracker challenge, which is to eat 6 saltines, trying to do it in 2 minutes. And you can't do it with water. Doug, do you see one of these that says the cracker test?
Right there, up 2.
This one?
Yep, up 1, that one.
Perfect. That's character. Oh, no, that's it. Cracker test. Great job. Great job, Doug. All right. We're going to start here. We're only doing 3 questions. The person that scores the most points ends up being the cracker. All right. We're going to start here with number 7. Social faux pas. What's the most? Okay, 7. What's the most awkward thing you've said to a stranger? Okay, you got to pick one of these. Something painfully cringy, like what? Why is this so hard to read? Nice weather, huh? Yeah, can you?
All right.
Because it's getting
What's
glitchy.
the most awkward thing you've ever said? Judge the answers. 3 points for something cringy, like what's the weather, huh? 2 points for mildly awkward. 1 point for smooth or nothing.
Well, this is totally
I would just
subjective.
say nothing. We all know that.
I don't talk to people.
Yeah, I would say
I don't
nothing.
even speak to them. Guys, I think we're doing pretty good at this.
Yeah, I would say nothing. So,
Wait,
Alex, you'd be the one to say something. Let's be honest. You're
No,
the
they'd be
social
something.
butterfly.
They'd say something to Alex, and then Alex would have to
Yeah, that is
respond.
funny. It's the face.
So you're
Hey, just
definitely
broke-
ahead.
Alex, you get
losing.
3 on.
Yeah, you're
just
losing
like,
on
we
this
know
one.
you're going to get something.
Yeah,
Okay, and so wait, nothing is 0.
Yeah, I don't speak to people.
yeah. I don't. No, nothing is 1 point. There is
Okay.
no
I'm a
0 option.
recluse.
So Will and I are 1. You're definitely 3.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
be
take it.
honest.
I'll take it.
It's just
That was a bad one, man.
Yeah, that was a terrible.
What do you
It
say?
really
Something
was.
cringy? Like what?
Yeah, it doesn't
Something
even
cringy.
give you an
God,
answer.
you suck.
Do you say something cringy? No, not me.
Not never.
Oh, okay.
I'm smooth as
I
butter.
thought that was just subjective or objective. Anyway,
Want me
the
to
number
read
8,
this one?
please.
This is another crap one, it seems. Pet parent level. How do you treat your pet or dream pet? A, they have their own Instagram and stroller. That's 3
close
points.
to Missy's gonna have one of those
They
soon.
get a Christmas sweater every year. That's 2 points. They're just a pet. Food and water is fine. 1 point. I don't do pets. 0.
Mine's 1 because I've never gotten my animal piece of clothing.
Yeah, that's fair. So Will's got a point. I'm
mean,
gonna say
I don't have a pet, so does that mean I'm 0?
yes, but also like if it says
But if
or
I
your
did
fictional
have a pet, it would be 1 point. You know, they're a pet. Food
Right.
and water.
Like how they call it
I'm
train
going to
pet.
give myself 2 points because I don't give her a sweater
But you
every
do
Christmas,
love that
but I
dog.
do give her a Swenson's cheeseburger every day on her every birthday. So she just had her Swenson's cheeseburger just a couple weeks ago. She lived her high life, and
You didn't get her any poppers.
that's 2 points. No, so now our last one, Doug. Can you read number 9 there?
Number 9, vacation vibes. Where's your dream vacation spot? A cozy cabin in the mountains with craft beer. B,
It's up there.
an inclusive resort with a buffet. Or C, a bustling city with street food. Or D, which is worth 0 points. This has a 0. Somewhere adventurous like a jungle trek.
I would like 0, but I'll take the buffet.
Mine's
I'm definitely
the cozy
buffet.
cabin.
Yeah, you're definitely the cozy cabin.
Give me that, an IPA and a bonfire.
Yeah,
You
and
won't
I'm
find me.
definitely the buffet.
You won't find me again.
Really? So Doug's taking a 3 on that one.
No, 2. Buffet's 2.
All right, fair.
Cozy cabin in the
It's
woods
number
is 3.
3. So Will took 3.
Cozy cabin in the woods sounds like a
All right, so
horror film.
Will's got 5 points. Doug's got 4 points, and I have 7. So looks like I'm the cracker of the day. You know, it's funny.
These
Ricky
ones
came
were
in.
tough though, Alex. Let's be honest. These ones were tougher of the cracker tests. Like
They
they're-
really were.
especially that first one. That was very subjective.
So 6 crackers, 2 minutes. Somebody's gonna have to try to keep up with Ricky because Ricky.
Do you want me to set a timer?
Here, no, I'm gonna
You're gonna do it up
post it up so they can watch it while I do it. We'll take one of the Sunday football show's ices to prop up my phone so you guys can watch the clock as I do it. All right, so I got 2 minutes, no water. Will took a sip before he started. I'm going to do the same. I got 2 minutes. Let me
All right.
This sucks right off the bat.
Remember what Ricky did though?
Yeah, small bites.
Small bites, 1 at a time. Ricky did amazing.
I think you could do 2. I think Ricky did 2.
No, Ricky did 1 at a time. 2 was what you did and you lost.
Well, I ate the whole thing at once.
That was a 2. Yeah, you tried to eat half of it right off the go.
I'm determined to beat Will. His was
This
so
is-
absurd.
You're
Doug
done.
did well.
I haven't done it.
Oh, then we got to make him do
It
it.
was Ricky and Will, and now you.
How has Doug escaped this?
Because we've only done it twice. This is the third time only.
You got time.
You still
got
got
a minute 20.
and a half. Well,
40 seconds. Fat boy makes ease of this, man. I shouldn't have done that yet.
And Eric says one small, Ricky is saying small bites, swallow, no Diddy.
Why'd you call him Eric?
I don't know.
My failure is I threw that one in too early.
Dude, you just inhaled. Yeah, you're good.
You're good. I'll let you know when you got.
Get 3 more of those. Let's see how
Alex,
many we can actually do in 2 minutes.
We'll let you know when you got 30
King
seconds.
Cracker. Can I do a whole roll?
40 seconds.
All right, now this is the new record, 7. You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds. So are you going above and beyond?
Well, now we're making a record. So if we get this again,
I'm just trying to do what I need to do to win. I'm not trying to get.
Do I got time for 9?
You got 15.
Oh, we could do this. No, we can't.
10 seconds.
The
9,
mouth is pretty
8,
dry, ain't it?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
You just got to swallow
2,
it all.
Breathe.
1. 2 minutes.
8.5.
8.5 is a good number. 8.5 is a good number.
That was fun.
Dude, you got 40 seconds in. I was like, you're killing it.
King Cracker. King Cracker. All right. I'm going to do my little...
I'm going to Tana's friend in the house.
Take a sip of water.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, the challenge is over.
It's like you're about to do a spiel. I'm like, dude, to have a sip.
Thank you for thinking. I wasn't. Closing out the show. If we made you laugh, we made you think, the best thing you could do to support the show is like the show. Hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss us. Because we're here every Tuesday live, except for next week. We're going to be taking a week off. So next Tuesday, we won't be here. However, it doesn't mean you shouldn't come to the Rethink Tank. New content's floating around every week, even when we're not live. So be sure to stop over here in the Rethink Actions channel. So that way you could get a little flavor of Rethink Tank. But we'll be right back the following week. With all that also being considered, like I said, we've got different channels. And for you to find it all in one central place, you can find it at our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. Also there, you could find the Neuro Gym, like we had suggested for the Wheel of Topics. It's free to join, and it's a forum for all of us to engage. You can engage directly with us at the show. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your comments. Head on over to that forum and drop into the Wheel of Topic conversation. So you could drop some topics and maybe some ideas you want to see us talk about on the show. With everything being said, I don't want to be the last word we have on the show. With Sora 2 being so pivotal in today's episode, I want to leave it to Mr. Rogers, as we did last time, to have the last word. So sending out today's episode. Again, guys, thank you for joining us. And Mr. Rogers, take it away.
Have you ever wondered who really controls our media? It's a big question, one worth thinking about together. I feel your trouble, neighbor.
I feel your trouble, neighbor.
That was good.
We'll catch you next time. Peace.